Hello everybody, and today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Dekish Gekishin Squadra. Yeah, there we go. Now, by the time I'm posting this video, the beta is over and the game is no longer downloadable in the App Store or, whatever you download the game from. But in this video, I'll just be giving my honest opinion on the game and what I think and what I hope for in the future. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the animations for this game. The animations up to like the lobby animations, the summon animations, just everything looks so amazing. And like, I'm not saying it's better than Sparking Zero, but for a mobile game, it is really good. I would say it have to be one of my favorite Dragon Ball mobile games because of the animations, and it just looks super amazing. Even the animations like during combat, like PvP, or just, like I said earlier, sitting in the lobby, they just look absolutely amazing. Every character has their own unique animation, and it just looks super amazing, especially with the roster that they have. The animations for all these characters are just super good. Speaking of roster, the roster that they have in this game is actually pretty good. Like, it's a very small roster, but it's still pretty good for what it is. Now, I'm thinking that when the main game drops that they're gonna have more characters, and if not, then I would honestly be fine with the roster that they have because I personally like it. Now, having a small roster like this might seem bad for many people, but I think it's pretty good for what we have right now, especially since the game is still new. I think having a smaller roster at first is pretty fine so people can try out their characters, see who they like, and then when characters get added later on, then they can experiment with those characters. But for now, this roster is pretty good. And another thing I want to talk about is the outfits that they have. They actually have like little amounts of outfits, but yet still the best out of any Dragon Ball game because, well, I'm surprisingly, most of these outfits are not in like popular Dragon Ball games like Xenoverse, Sparking Zero. It's crazy how a mobile game has these like outfits that no other game has. And shockingly, the Krillin one is literally the best one. That red suit Krillin looks just super fire. Next up is the role select. Now you can either play as a strike character, a tank, or a technical character. Now on first playing this game, I was kind of shocked that Vegeta is a tank character and Caulifla too, because they definitely don't seem like tank characters. I can kind of see the argument for Vegeta because that boy is very tanky, but for Caulifla, I just don't know why. And then the same thing for technical characters too. Seeing first form Frieza, first of all, like the fact he's not transformable is kind of like, I'm not too picky about that, but it's also weird. And the second of all, him being technical is also weird because, well, he's not technical at all. Now, besides from the character roles, they're actually pretty okay. I'm pretty fine with, most of the characters. Now, my favorite strike character is Trunks because, well, not to hold you, Trunks is one of my favorite characters. And yes, I know I love SJ4 too, but like Trunks in general is just a really, fun character to play in this game because he can just do a ton of damage, especially with his ultimate. His ultimate can do so much damage, especially if you land that second part. And when you build it up, oh my god, you will be destroying people. And next is actually another animation I forgot, and there's multiple animations I'm forgetting, but in PvP, the death animation is actually pretty good. The fact that like you can just have Grand Priest just snap you back, it just looks super amazing. And now that we're talking about animations again, the animations that you can get when you load up the game is just super cool. The fact that everybody else can have their own ones and that Goku has, one of the best looking ones in like all of Dragon Ball games it's just super amazing. And the fact that every single character has their own legendary emote for like every single thing in the game just looks amazing, no matter if it's the MVP, start, or victory. It's just amazing just to see any animation that they have because they all look so good. Next up, I want to talk about the summons. Now, me personally, I love the summon animations, especially the fact that like the captures can throw down, or you can just skip all of them and still look back at the summons that you got. Now, the only problem with summons I could see are just the repeats that you can get. Now, yes, you can, get the currency that you can get. I forgot what the currency is called, but you can get that for the alternate outfits. But it is a problem with like multiple repeats because when the base game comes out, we're not gonna have free gems or anything, not that I know of. So it's gonna be really annoying if you want to try to get an old outfit for a character you want, but like, you know, you just keep getting the same animations for a character you just don't like. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention is the fact that you can test your character. Like, if you wanted to, you can practice with them, look at their moves to see what they do, and I think that's a really cool thing, so that way you don't have to, like, you know, go into like PvP and see, oh, like if I want to play this character or not, because you can just practice with them, and then, you know, you can see what their moves do, and you can already read about them, so that's very cool. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video is the PvP, and oh god, it's bad, but not too bad. Now when you're in the lobby, you're supposed to press battle, and then you select, you know, any role that you want, and then you're supposed to wait. Now sometimes either you can queue up in like, I don't know, 2 minutes, or in this case, in this recording that I have, it took a while. I want to say about maybe 10 minutes, and then once you get into the game, you're supposed to press join. Now for some reason, everybody on the other team just would not join, or you'll get a glitch where it will say everyone has joined and your game will just not ready up, and you have to restart the whole, you know, game. Now I personally think this should be removed because, well, you're already picking, you know, battle and then your character. There's no reason to also press the join button. But if they don't do that, then add extra time so that way everybody can join, or just make them, you know, force join, because it's very annoying to have to sit through, you know, 10 minutes of just waiting just to play a match, you know. It gets very annoying. You know, luckily in the recording, you know, we were able to do it, and it took a while. And the funny thing is, I had some friends who were playing the game yesterday, and they could not join for like 30 minutes. The queue time took so long, and then not only that, then it took also like people not readying up, and it's just a huge big deal, and that is my only issue on this game. That's the only thing that I find annoying about it. But besides from that, this game is honestly pretty good. Like, it's very enjoyable. It can get annoying sometimes, but not too bad. Not, you know, annoying as, you know, Dragon Ball Legends, or like it's not dead like Sparking Zero, and it has pretty good content in it, unlike Xenoverse. Just kidding, I really love Xenoverse though. Overall, I would have to give this game a 9 or 8 out of 10. The only thing that holds it back is, well, not only is, you know, just a small roster that, again, I don't really care about, but at the same time, it's the, you know, the joined PvP thing that is just, it's just really annoying to have to sit through all that, and that is really it. Overall, this game is very fun, and I can't wait to play it fully when it, you know, fully comes out. I hope it comes out during, you know, the summer, or, you know, just later this year. I hope we don't have to wait until next year. But otherwise than that, this game is very good. A solid 9 out of 10, I will say. And I can't wait until the full thing comes out. But otherwise than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my first YouTube video making content like this. I'm usually more like, you know, on TikTok and stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And, you know, make sure you follow and subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you guys later.